Microsurvey StarNet 11 includes an all-new Trimble Data Exchange Format converter. This can also be called TDEF. You can access it from the Input menu under TDEF Converter, or you can search for it on your computer as star TDEF or star TDEF. Clicking on that will launch the converter. And this new converter supports total station measurements and level measurements exported from Trimble Business Center in the TDEF format. You can select your input file by clicking on this browse button here. You can select your output file by clicking on this browse button here. And you can select your data formats here. Total station measurements will be imported as M and DV records, DV for your backsite records and M for your measurement records. Level data will be imported as L records, and if you define stations using these toggles here, you can concatenate your turning point measurements into those measurements, allowing you to measure between individual stations only for inclusion in additional adjustments. This is new for this converter here. The checkbox down at the bottom will allow you to import standard errors for each observation, rather than relying on instrument settings in your project. If you are typing in an M record and you notice that there are 3 additional fields where you can enter those standard error values, this will automatically import those values as exported from Trimble Business Center. If we click on Import here, just going to reload that file now that it has been added into the program, and we can take a look at it. So we can see where this file originally came from, Trimble Business Center. It doesn't have a project name in there. We can see the location of it, the geoid model that was used for that original project, and the units available. These are just comments based on the information that's in that file. This is not the settings necessarily in your project. It just will help guide you to those settings. Any points in that file will be imported as commented out C records. As I mentioned, those total station measurements came in as DV and M records, and any level data will be imported down at the bottom. We can see, sorry, I need to change this to a 3D project. We can see the standard error values for each of those measurements here, as well as the descriptions for each of the measurements as well. Now the GPS data, under Import GPS Data from up in the Input menu or from here, will allow you to locate and import those Trimble files from there. So this will import the GPS data from that TDEF file as well. Thank you for your interest in the new TDEF converter for StarNet 11.